Hey guys, welcome sippers. How are you doing today? It's so awesome to be back. What's up, Sash? I miss you. Anywho, well, everyone, welcome to I'll Sip to That. I'm your girl, Jazz So Harlem.
I'm your girl, Shannon.
Your girl, Sashay.
We are I'll Sip to That, the latest gossip, the hottest tea, life advice, relationship advice, financial advice. We're here for you, so let's chat.
I miss you, girls.
I miss you guys too, and I got a lot to sip about today.
Oh my gosh, I am so ready. I'm sure our Facebook viewers are ready. I'm sure our Instagram viewers are ready. I'm sure our YouTube viewers are ready because, it's been a minute since we, had something to really sip about. So I hope that this conversation is juicy. I know my girl Sashay has some hot off the press tea. I know my girl Jazz So Harlem has some stuff, and I'm just here for it all because
just here for the sip.
I'm just here for the sip. I just want to sit.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
What are you drinking today?
I am drinking something new that I got from Aldi's.
Okay.
Moselle.
Okay.
And it's really, really good. I mean, it's so good. It's really, really tasty. So this is my wine of choice for tonight, everyone. I got this from Aldi's and it's really, really good. Okay. It is natural and it's blackberry flavor. So it's really, really good. What are you drinking?
Well, I went to Aldi too. I didn't see you in there, but
I just left when you came in.
I happened to pick up Lincoln Owl. You can never go wrong with basic Moscato. I tried to refrain from drinking Moscato because that's what a lot of people know. But
I know.
Yeah, I just had to grab it. Sash, what are you drinking?
Well, I was at Aldi a while ago. I have sangria. I forgot the name of it, but it's a red sangria. Real nice, strong and sweet. About $4.99.
I know, that's right.
And I will sip to that.
I would definitely sip to that. Yes, that's the wine that gets you wine. That's the one that would do.
Show y'all the bottle, how big this bottle is.
Oh gosh, let us see how big it is. And she says she got that from Aldi's too, I believe.
So I think we'll go get that one as well. You know what? We should get bottles and just
look how bottle is.
I'm already ahead of you.
Oh my God, I've seen
that.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
I did see that. I picked it up and then I put it back down. But I did see that in there. So now I have to go grab a bottle.
Right. Now that I know it's good.
Yeah. So this one, well, it's almost, as you can see, because I've been sipping on this for a little minute. So it's almost done.
Wow. Hey, Maddie, in my room at the end of the bed on my bench, grab me that bag with the little bells in it for me, please.
Well, I do have an announcement speaking of bells.
You are at home, right?
Today is JT's birthday, and I just want to say happy birthday, JT. I love you so
much. City girl. Like Ray J. Let me talk to him. Happy birthday, JT.
Yes.
We're sipping today. I think she's what, 28?
28. Okay.
28, yeah. Okay. 28. Still young.
Still very young. But that's like my sister.
She could have been my daughter.
She could be my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She could have been my daughter.
Well, JT, you got to come on Sip to That.
Absolutely.
What, Twitter when was Black Friday? Last week?
Last weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, she said she was supporting Black owned businesses. So she did support, and I think on Twitter and Facebook and things like that, she was just purchasing from Black owned businesses. So shout out to JT. That was real good.
Shout out to JT. I'm going to tag her today because I need to meet her.
Well, let's get down to some juicy business. I don't want to keep our sippers waiting too long. And I want to, basically down this glass. Okay. And I want it all to be gone before the end of this conversation. So who wants to spill the tea or the wine or whatever you have? Who wants to spill first, Sashay or Jazz So Harlem?
What are we spilling? What are we talking about first?
Well, you said you had tea. So let's go ahead and spill your tea and then we'll jump into our conversations.
I don't have tea per se. I was just saying that whatever tea that the sippers, wanted to find out, then they can. But I don't have any personal tea. I don't have any personal tea sippers. Not today. Okay.
Well, I have a little tidbit of advice for you couples out there, married or just together. Mm-hmm. If you want your woman's edges to grow back, just make her happy, make her smile, and let me tell you, they come back.
I know that can't
when
be
your
the
woman
team.
is glowing.
I'll sip to that. Get
Right.
your edges back.
You're gonna look right. Okay.
So being happy grows edges.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's no stress.
No, you know what formula? You got it. So
I'll sip to that. I'll sip to that. Sip.
I'll sip to that. That's how it goes. I mean,
well,
a lot of times when you see women being so happy and so, glowing, it's because their man's doing something right.
You're glowing. You're glowing, sweetie.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Vaseline.
No, Vaseline.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing to know. You guys got that from Jazz So Harlem. If you are happy, you have this. So if your edges are gone, then we know that you're in a bad place.
Don't be stressed.
But why not it just be hereditary? It could just be something that happens to them.
DM me at Jazz So Harlem. I'll send you some pages. We'll get those edges back.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have for the hot off the press. We learned how to determine if you're happy and you know it. See my edges.
Yes, I like that.
Well, there's a couple of things, real quick, you guys, because we can't keep the people long. But, I know that we are in a time with this COVID, this pandemic, and it is like every day I turn on the news is getting worse and worse. I'm so sick of talking about it. I really, really am. Right. But it's just the conversation that everyone is having. And for it to be like right now is so detrimental because one, people are already in a frenzy and people are already, kind of locked in and depressed. And then on top of that, it's the holidays.
Right.
So it's just so much that's impacted into this thing. And it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. So, Sashay brought up a very good question today. And I thought that was something that we should talk about. Her question was, how has COVID affected your emotions? And have you even noticed that you've been affected? So that's a question I guess we'll ask you first, Jazz.
Well, COVID has definitely played with my emotions, kind of like a menstrual cycle. I have been on and off, but I know you and I talked about a little bit how I would rate 2020. And I actually get this from, let me record this moment. I actually get this from my father, whom I just met at this age. I'm over 30. But we're going to talk about honestly, that. My emotions have been so up and down just due to my relationship and due to my relationship with God, and then due to work and not being able to be at work to now going back to the office. It's been a roller coaster, but honestly I still give 2020 a strong 7.5, maybe an 8. I'm alive.
Amen.
I ain't been to the hospital. Never had to get a swab test. Been on 2 flights in less than 6 months. Not that it's a good thing, but I've been out the house.
Okay.
And I'm not depressed. As I said, you'll get your edges back when you're glowing. So, I didn't get a stimulus check and I'm not crying about it. Like, I'm just happy I'm still here. So my emotions are definitely up and down, but I haven't even lost a family member, and I thank God for that. And me meeting my father was just the top off of my year, because this man is crazy. He's me. Like, my whole wedding day is gonna be lit.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be lit.
Just put a sticky note on that, because I do want to touch on to that, because that is something deep. And that is, and I'm glad you brought it up. I didn't know if you wanted to share that, but you opened Pandora's box. So I want to dibble and dabble into that a little bit for people.
Now, all the treasures can't come out the box.
We're not going to take out all the treasures. I just want to be able to help someone else that might be going through something like that. And for you to have that experience, especially now, I think is awesome. Awesome.
Life is short, guys.
Yes.
So if you're still here and you're grumpy and grinchy, let it go. Relationships, situationships, family members, let it go and just love, honestly.
Absolutely. Because guess what? I'm always sipping, if nothing else. I'm always sipping.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Yes, always.
I have your t-shirts.
Okay.
I have yours and I have yours. So yeah.
And rest in peace, Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
She was like my best friend.
On to the next. Sashay, same question. Since you did pose this question, maybe there was something that you were feeling personally. So how has COVID affected you and your emotions, or have you even noticed it?
I definitely started noticing it like towards like, I'll say like a couple months ago. I think I probably started noticing it. And it probably was, like she said, like you just be up and down, like with your emotions and things like that. But I think for me, it really just started draining me, like to a point where if it's like I'm already semi lazy, right? So, but I think I just got like over lazy, like, and it just went from like mind, body, and soul, like mental, mentally lazy, like, not really doing 100% to something, I'm just like, I was just catching like those little things. I'm like, that's not me. Or if I do have a grumpy attitude, I'm like, okay, why am I grumpy? Or why I'm not feeling motivated? Or why am I not, doing X, Y, and Z? So I think it did start affecting me in that sense. And I don't know if it's, probably just the COVID, or if it's just like seeing all what's going on like constantly, so you start to get numb to it, right? And then when you get numb to it, just kind of like, oh, this is happening again, this is happening again. So it's like not a big shock. And that's scary to me as well, because why am I not like shocked about all this stuff that's going on? So it really is like, it played a huge factor, I just think, like on my mental in a sense. And then like body wise, like I said, I just been feeling real like lazy and just lag, and it's just not right. So one thing that I did do for this month was detox December. And the main thing I wanted to detox is my social media, because that's something that I'm on consistently. And that was another thing that probably was just draining me, because I'm always active on social media, but it was to a point where I'm just on it. I'm on my phone. Hurry up and go back to social media. Click social. It's Twitter, not on Facebook, but Twitter, Instagram, going on Snapchat, things like that. And just kind of like, I had to just exit all of that out and start focusing on my mental again, or things that I'm passionate, things that I want to do. Go back to writing down your goals. Go back to talking to people that's going to inspire you to do things in the next few months. So I really had to just talk to myself about that. So that's why I did my detox December, and it's been going well so far. We're at day 3?
I was about to say we're only in the 3rd day, but that's still good. That's a goal. That's a goal.
In November, so I'm a few more days in. Let's say that. But it's been good so far. Like, I haven't been having the urge to go check on social media or things like that, because once you start seeing other people do stuff, it can just mess up your mind.
That is so true.
And I never had that happened to me before. So I don't know why I feel like it happened now, but it's just like, you're just seeing all these things, and you have one side of the world that's still in COVID. You have the other side of the world of social media that's still living their life. And it's just a lot. So it's just kind of like, I had to X everything out and just get back to my mindset and my mental and my space and my peace.
A lot of people, like, when you turn on the news, it's so much like negativity and just the killings and people getting, I guess, arrested for nonsense things, or like Jacob Blake being hospitalized. And you become like a little numb to it. But at the same time, like, it just doesn't motivate you. And it's good that you kind of shut those things out, because it's going to drain you to not want to do anything. And you kind of don't care. Like you said, like, you're kind of lax. So that's a good thing. Shut up everything, because that's going to like mess with your mental, even though it has nothing to do with you. But we on this side of the world are like dealing with COVID, and there are some countries who don't even have cases, or don't even have a 13% rate. You know what I mean? Like, Newport News, like, our increase has been terrible. So you got to shut that stuff off, because it's crazy. Stuff is still going on.
Yeah.
And some people are just living so free, and we are over here looking crazy in the United States.
Right.
What's going on? We don't know what they got next. Of course, they got a vaccine, but you have a vaccine that you got in 6 months, 8 months. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not. And I feel you on so many different levels. I'm not really an emotional person, so it's hard to crack my shell with so many things. However, I feel the crunch. And I some days I just sit and think, like, how did we get here? How did this happen? Who created this? Because it had to have been created, and it didn't just happen. And why would you do that? why would you put our lives in such a dangerous position and, you know, shut the whole world down? Then on the other hand, I think this is nobody but God. Maybe he slowed everything down to make everybody sit down, you know, kind of think of what's important, what's not important, what he even means to the church. Because if you know,
that's
even in the church, people, they put these pastors more on a pedestal than they do God, you know, and even in the Bible, it says the church is in us. Right. So it's almost like maybe it's an awakening to see who's really rocking. Yeah. Is the church really in you, or are you in that church? Can you still do what you're supposed to do? So my mind is all over the place with it. You know, who did it? And then maybe it was, you know, because not everybody has suffered through COVID. COVID has helped a lot of people. I mean,
millionaires out of a pandemic.
Absolutely.
You can either be a millionaire or you can be broke. And I heard that today, and I was like, somebody can take that and say, oh my God, that's so negative. Why would you say that people are struggling? There are people that can be millionaires, and there are people that are going to be broke.
Absolutely. Because it gave you a time to get very creative. It pulled out some gifts that you didn't even think you had. And when you're in the hardest times, I think that's when your passion comes out the most, because you turn that passion into a project. You know, ask the prisoners.
You turn it up.
Ask the guys in jail. I'm telling you, they make some things. You're like, how do y'all do that?
Where'd you get this from?
Tattoo pins, everything.
There's something clicked, and it just happened.
So, you know, I can't say that I've actually found myself emotional, but I found myself emotions here and there.
Okay, Mariah Carey.
Yeah, but I'm ready to come out. I'm really ready to come out. I miss things. I miss traveling. And that's my main thing right now, because everything else it seems like we really do, besides, you know, hanging out, doing sip to that stuff and being on set. That's the bummer. That's the hardest part. But other than that, you know, it is what it is. But it's getting scary, because a lot of cases are starting to hit closer to home that I'm seeing people get affected. So, you know, it's kind of scary. So just stay prayed up.
Amen.
Just stay prayed up. That's all I can say. And for detoxing, Dom, I think that's a good idea that you detox your social media. However, that wouldn't work for me because, you know, we have to keep our businesses going and keep them alive. So,
well, you can
know, I have to stay on social media.
You can do that. You can post your stuff.
She doesn't want to. There's a want to do something, and there's a I can't.
On social media, you could post your business on social media and use it for that purpose, and that's it. You don't keep scrolling. You don't got to look at other stuff. You post it and be out. But again, it's not. I thought the same thing, because I'm active on my social media. So when people used to say they need a detox, I'm like, why? Like, why would you need to? But for some reason, like you said, it just happened, and it made me be able to sit down to focus on something else that I've been trying to push for a long time. And now that's where my whole mindset is at right now. That's all I do all day. I have ideas just popping in my head because I'm not scrolling on social media. So it's working.
But you know what? And that would probably put me in an emotion. That would probably make me go over the edge, because it's a connection, and to feel like, I mean, when you open up your phone, it's like you're reconnecting to the world. When you're not on there, it's like you detach. You don't know nothing that's going on. You can't see anything. Although I know that.
Good.
I wouldn't do that.
Like, I wouldn't. Know. If I leave my phone in the car or at home while I run to the store, I don't run the house. Like, who comes? I don't care. Like, my phone could be in the room, and I'm in the living room cooking and watching TV or whatever.
I can do that.
I don't like miss it. Like,
but I tell you what I won't do. If I'm halfway to work and I know I left my phone at home, I'm going to be late, because what I'm going to do is turn that car right on around.
Yes, you're
and
at
go
work,
get my car.
The store? No, I mean,
not the store. Not the store.
Something simple, like, I don't know. Like, I can do without, honestly.
But let me just tell you this, even with the store, although I can leave my phone, but it always seemed like when you do leave your phone, then you need to call the person to say, hey, do we have, or what was the name of that brand? And then guess what? I forgot my doggone phone. So
run back out, Shannon. I have an answer to all of your disputes. Just run back home and get it.
Oh my gosh, I cannot.
How many of you are like that you cannot be without your phone, and like why? Because not judging, it's just I could be without mine. Would you say, Sash?
Without my phone, no.
Can I be without your phone?
No, I can't.
Yeah, you need it.
Well, if I'm with my man, I'm good. So.
Oh my gosh. And let's talk about some of the things that we feel like we can detox from, because we know social media is not one for me. Okay. I can't detox from that. Drinking.
I cannot detox.
I can't detox from wine.
I have my phone. Leave me 72 bottles of wine. I'm cool.
I know this one. I'm not detoxing from sex, although I know somebody on this panel does it every year. They detox for a whole month, and that's awesome. That is awesome. The same time every single year, which is the strangest thing to me, but that's their thing.
Maybe they're just trying to do a little something with the Lord.
Yeah, maybe. That is a whole other something. That does not go together. But those are the only thing I can really think that I could truly give up. Come back to me, because I don't even know. I really don't.
What can I give up?
Oh no,
I give up a lot.
It's just what probably happened. Like I said that I didn't think I would detox from social media. I'm on there all the time. But now it just was like, just try it out. So you never know. You never know.
Never know.
Never know.
Never, ever know. There are people right now that are going through, now I'm not even going to say a detox, but just a heaviness, because during this time, it's the holidays, like we said before, but you got a lot of people who have lost loved ones, including us.
Right.
People who are lonely, they're home alone because you have to be separated from everybody right now.
Right.
So to those people, what kind of advice would you guys give them during this time?
So it's easy to say virtual Zoom, but for an 84-year-old grandmother that can't do that, that's hard. So I definitely understand it. And the holidays isn't always a cheery time for everybody. And I know we have lost a few family members, and I always think and reflect and get a little sad and whatnot, but it's always really hard for me because, I lost my dad, somebody you were really close with, your uncle, but I would just say reach out to your loved ones if you could. If you can't even see their face, just call, because I don't know why people always disappear this time of year, and then the summer, a lot of strokes that happen and just different things. So reach out to loved ones, and if you can go be with one or two family members, that's better than being alone, because when you get alone, you start to get deep and you sink. If you sink, get out, watch it, but don't play with them white girls. But you start to sink and you get really, really low, because you start thinking and you think you don't belong here and nobody wants you, or you're not needed on this planet. So
right,
my advice is just to get around someone, around love. It makes it.
Absolutely. Sashay?
I would 100% agree with Jassel Harlem. Just like she said, reach out if you can. Prayer. I know, a lot of people don't feel like prayer works for them, or whatever the case may be, but just try it. Maybe daily affirmations that helps.
Yes, I'll stick to that.
Not a prayer, then you can definitely just write down some daily affirmations and just say it. Keep saying it until it's just consistent into your head and you believe it, in a sense. So that would be my biggest take on it. It's easier said than done, because I'm not in that situation, and we do have a little close-knit family that is here and that does stuff. So I really couldn't imagine or take for granted people that don't have that. So I know has to be very hard. So just pray, reach out to somebody that you can, stay positive, and do daily affirmations.
And if I can add one more thing to that, I would say seek counseling. Right now, a lot of counsel sessions are done right here, just like this. They're being done during Zoom because you can't go into the office. If you have medical insurance, call and contact your HR department, because a lot of companies give free counseling or you get discounted rates. So look into that. Just don't feel like you can't afford it, because you might have that in your medical plan.
Even if you don't have insurance, there are free resources. There are hotlines that you can call and they will be able to assist you. I don't have the number on hand, but there are so many mental health hotlines for any and everything. Like you just have to reach out. If you're depressed, if you're suicidal, if you need to call somebody because your cat died and you're lonely, like just call that number.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, because a lot of people, don't realize how much your animals are your companions. Like they really become your children. And a lot of people are even doing that. They're losing animals. Their animals are sick. And then people are so insensitive. Like, it's only a dog. It's only a cat. What? Chloe is everything to me. Hey, Maddie, little assistant, can you reach Chloe for me? Chloe is everything to me. This dog, like, she knows my emotions. She knows my feelings. She knows when to leave me alone. She knows when to kind of cuddle under me. And to imagine her not being there, which of course, I know one day it's going to happen, but it's really sentimental because they become a part of your family.
Right.
And that person that's lonely, and then they lose that too. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Don't be afraid of her.
I'm not. She's chewing on something.
Chloe.
Is she chewing my gum? I'm sorry,
Oh
guys.
God, sorry. I was gonna show you guys Chloe, but she's in something right now. Yeah. But yeah, so just be respectful and really be compassionate to other people's feelings right now. Not to say that you have to hide yours, because you should not have to lower yourself because somebody else is going through something, but be sympathetic right through there. You understand what I'm saying? So just make sure you're doing that. And while we're on that subject, Jasmine opened up a little bit. Let me tell you something. I was feeling so blessed for you, Jazz. I almost shed a little tear.
I didn't cry.
No, I almost shed one for you because I thought that was so awesome. Jasmine had an opportunity. Oh, I'm gonna let Jasmine.
No, go ahead. Because now I might start crying.
Jasmine, she's 30 something. Yeah.
Oh, I think it said
30 something years old, and she has never met her dad. And so, they've been talking off and on for how long now, Jasmine? Over a year or so? About a year.
Yeah.
And she just finally had a chance to meet him over the Thanksgiving holiday. When I say that did my heart some good, because that is so important. You need to know who your family is. You do. You got to know where you came from. You got to know missing parts of why you crazy, and you know you didn't get it from your mother, so you got to find out from your dad where it came from. But I want Jasmine to kind of share a little bit of her experience and how that was, because there's somebody I'm sure that's looking or listening who wants that same opportunity, or who have not met their dad or their mom. And just give us a little information about how that happened.
Well, I do want to say, just to anybody out there, especially parents or even children, just anyone, it's important for a daughter to have her father. It makes I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God. It makes such a big difference, because that's where you learn how a man's supposed to treat you, what you should accept, what you shouldn't accept. You got to have your dad. So bitter baby mamas and bitter wives, don't do that to your kids, because it could be a simple drop off. Make it a co-parenting agreement. You don't have to see him ever again, but let your daughter, your son see their father. Sons need their fathers, because look at this time. We have kids that are, Trayvon Martin walking from the store, and just different things that a father has to teach his son on how to grow up and be a king and do certain things, and how to move, and how to not let the man get you down and put you in a situation where you hem because you about to go to jail, or you're going to end up dead like George Floyd, or hospitalized like Jacob Blake. It's just crazy. But so I ended up talking to my dad from last year in October. We're from New York, a little town, and and my aunt and my my aunt and my other aunt on both sides were still friends. And she was like, do you mind if I give my father my number? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then he hit me up with this really long message. And I was like, I'm not going to answer. Like, where have you been? But because I am into church, I'm like, why are you being bitter? Like, give someone a chance. Everybody always deserves a second chance, regardless. It's going to free yourself. It's not doing you good by being bitter and holding a grudge. So I answered him. Fast forward to this year, I go see him. And when I say I am him from face to face, like,
yes,
I cussed him out in 5 minutes when I met him. Like, I wanted to just be me. Like, I was going to go be quiet and be, prim and proper. I was like, no, I want to be me. I'm not a child. And I was me. And he was just like, he loves me. He loves, everything that I'm doing in life. And I have 5 uncles and 1 aunt. And I met everyone. And I have 5 siblings. I'm 2 of 5. So it was just an amazing experience, like so weird to the point where I'm like, Dad, you ready to move with me? Like,
what?
Yeah,
that's
I asked him, do you want to move with me? And he said yes. And we're about to spend the next 30 years of our life together because we got some catching up to do. But
wow,
it was amazing. He definitely explained, why he was absent, and I forgive him and my mom for that as well, because they were young. And to you moms that are young, pregnant teens and all that, like, just give that man a chance. If y'all even break up, just don't X him out of the child's life, because that's going to become me. And I am a little bit, not rocked too well. So now that I know these things and why he wasn't around, it's his fault and my mom's. You had a choice. But at this age, I chose to accept him in my life. And it was the best 4 days this year for himself and for me. And I just encourage you to reach out to your father. If you find him on Facebook, just hit him up. Don't be scared. If it's your mom, hit her up. Y'all could be besties. Y'all could dress alike, get y'all nails done together. Just do it. If you're adopted, just do it. Go look, forget the naysayers. Like, why you want to reach out to them? Why you want to, I've had people like, well, why after all this time? I don't know. And things happen for a reason. And God puts things in line. He knew at my age, that's when I was going to meet my dad. I thought I was going to die never seeing him. And I know that I'm getting married. So my daddy is going to walk me down the aisle. Like, so
awesome.
It's been amazing. And I just encourage everybody, if you need, like, a little advice, you got a question about how it went, don't be scared. Go for it. Nobody can say no. Like, it's the best thing to do.
Wow.
That's
Thank you.
We are so happy. And that has to be the best feeling ever. Knowing that, first of all, like you just said, you thought that would never, ever happen. And the fact that it did during this time, like the most critical time of our lives,
Because what if he was dead and I never met him? Like, I don't know why I am the way I am. I don't know. Now I can explain to my daughter,
Sippers, they look just alike.
Okay. It's like all up in here.
He's just light skin. I'm just this color.
Just all up in there. That's her whole face.
Yeah, I was like your daddy's son.
You your daddy's son. But I told you that a long time ago. I said you look just like him. You're just a darker version, but you look just like them.
I encourage y'all. Honestly, I do. Like, I want y'all to feel the happiness I felt, because I still got pictures to post, because this glow is, nobody can take it. And when it's somebody that's coming against you, they're just being negative, and screw them and do you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, that's an awesome thing. And that's a good way to end the show. Just that, love, loyalty, all of that stuff, forgiveness go hand in hand. And it's always 2 sides of a story. So the fact that you didn't just hold him responsible, your mom too. Yeah. But wow.
How would you guys rate 2020?
Ask me at the end of the month.
That's another conversation. I want to talk about rating and how do we think, or what do we think is going to happen for the next year. But we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for possibly next week. For me right now, I would probably rate 2020 a 6.5. 6? Yeah, I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6.5.
I'm going with a 7.
Yeah, not so all bad, not too good either. But
I feel like only thing that we were missing was just outside life. But we have life, so that's just what I'm most thankful for. Like, and my dad
Yeah. You know, it gave me a chance to sit home and enjoy the house that you paid for.
I was
You know, because a lot of times we're hustling and bustling. You don't really get a chance to enjoy the space that you pay for. So now you have time to enjoy the space that you pay for.
And if you never leave the house, I'm sure you're in Walmart every day.
Absolutely. And if you never leave the house, this is the perfect time for you. People not feeling anything. No, seriously, I just had a conversation with someone that said it didn't matter to them because they're not social. So for them not to go out, it's not a thing for them. And I just looked at them like they were aliens.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not judging, but just
just like wow.
You go to the car wash. What do you do? There's Tita, food line.
Get out.
Get out.
You need some air.
Yes.
Air is good. We can't catch sunlight. Get some air. Honestly.
But you guys, we're gonna end now because we could talk forever.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you this. I had someone make these for me, and what they are wine toppers. So they will go on top of the wine bottles, okay, for the holidays. So if you see one of these in a bottle of wine at your door, because we're going to do wine drop-offs for Christmas, we're not going to tell the person who is coming to or who we're choosing, but you will see a bottle of wine hit your door. We'll just pick at random. Now, the only thing I request is that you give me my toppers back. You don't get to keep those. You can keep the bottle of wine, but you can't keep my toppers. So once you grab your bottle of wine, I'm going to knock on your door. Let me get that. Let me get that topper back. So yeah, so be on the lookout for that, you guys. And that's the least we can do for I'll Sip to That. We're going to drop you off some bottles of wine. And I want you to come back and make a video about it and tell me that you sip to that. Okay. That's what we want. Any last words, ladies?
We hope you guys enjoyed the conversation today or tonight, as I may say. And we hope to see you again next week. And don't be shy, to comment, post, repost, whatever you need to do just to support our small Black-owned business, and keep sipping to that.
Oh yeah, and also don't forget, I know that you guys just saw our recent merch. We have our pajama sets.
Yes.
So we want you guys to order away. I know it's the holidays, everybody's kind of crunch for money, but as soon as the holidays are over and you get that tax money, go ahead and order yourself a pair, your sister a pair, your mother a pair, and whoever else a pair, so you can have yourselves a wine party.
We don't have Afterpay yet, but we're working on it.
Yes, we are. Jasmine's working on that.
Cecil and Klarna, you're gonna get this outfit, and I want to see what pictures. I want you to post